Good afternoon, scaredy cats. Hope you enjoy the video today and please like, comment, and subscribe. Abandoned teeth, the haunted dental office. It had been a week since Sarah had her wisdom teeth removed at the dental office. She had been feeling fine until a strange sensation began to creep up in her mouth. At first, she dismissed it as normal post-surgery discomfort, but soon the pain became unbearable. Desperate for relief, Sarah called the dental office to schedule an emergency appointment. The receptionist on the other end of the line was hesitant, but eventually, she agreed to squeeze Sarah in for a last-minute appointment. When Sarah arrived, she was surprised to find that the dental office looked different from how she remembered it. The lights flickered, and the walls seemed to be peeling away. She brushed it off, assuming it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. As Sarah sat in the dental chair, waiting for the dentist to arrive, she heard strange noises coming from the hallway. It sounded like someone was dragging their feet across the floor. Sarah tried to ignore it, but the sounds grew louder and more menacing. Just as she was about to call out for help, the dentist appeared in the doorway. His face was twisted into a sinister grin, and his eyes seemed to be glowing with an otherworldly light. Sarah's heart raced as the dentist approached her with a pair of rusty pliers. He leaned in close, his breath hot on her face, and whispered, "I need to take out one more tooth." Trembling with fear, Sarah begged him to stop. But the dentist only laughed and grabbed hold of her mouth, wrenching her jaw open with his bare hands. The pain was excruciating, and Sarah screamed and writhed in the chair. As the dentist worked, strange shadows danced across the walls, and the air grew colder and more oppressive. Sarah realized too late that she had stumbled into a place of unspeakable horror, a place where teeth were ripped from mouths and souls were devoured. In the end, Sarah emerged from the dental office a changed woman. She had lost more than just a tooth that day, she had lost a part of her soul. And as she walked away, she knew that the horrors of that dental office would haunt her for the rest of her days. Sarah stumbled out of the dental office, still reeling from the traumatic experience she had just endured. As she made her way down the dimly lit hallway, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was following her. The air was thick with a sense of dread, and the shadows seemed to move of their own accord. Just as Sarah thought she couldn't take it anymore, she saw a glimmer of light up ahead. It was the exit, and freedom was just a few steps away. With renewed energy, she pushed herself forward, determined to escape the horrors of the dental office. But as she burst out into the sunlight, Sarah realized that the nightmare was far from over. Everywhere she looked, she saw twisted, nightmarish creatures lurking in the shadows. They skittered across the pavement, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. Sarah tried to run, but her feet felt heavy as lead. She was trapped, surrounded by these demonic entities with no way out. And as the creatures closed in, she knew that her fate was sealed. The last thing Sarah saw before everything went black was the twisted grin of the dentist, his eyes alight with the thrill of the hunt. She had walked into his trap, and now she would pay the price for her foolishness. As the dental office faded into the distance, swallowed up by the darkness, the horrors of that place continued to spread like a virus. And Sarah was just one of many victims, lured in by the promise of relief and left to suffer at the hands of the sadistic dentist. For years to come, the dental office would remain a place of fear and dread, a monument to the terrible things that could happen when one ventured too far into the unknown. And Sarah's story would be told again and again, a warning to all those who thought they could escape the horrors of the world unscathed. The dental office had always been a place of dread, but after Sarah's disappearance, it became even more sinister. People in the town whispered about the cursed building, warning their children to stay away from its doors. Rumors spread that the dentist had made a deal with dark forces, using his patient's teeth as a sacrifice to some ancient god. Others said that he was possessed by a malevolent spirit, one that hungered for the souls of the living. But no matter what people believed, one thing was certain: the dental office was a place of unspeakable horror. And those who dared to venture inside often never returned. Years went by, and the dental office became little more than a legend, a ghost story to scare children. But some still remembered the truth that Sarah had learned all too well. And then, one day, a group of teenagers decided to test their bravery and explore the abandoned dental office. They laughed and joked as they made their way through the empty rooms, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. But as they descended into the basement, the laughter faded. They heard strange whispers in the darkness, and the air grew cold and oppressive. Suddenly, one of the teenagers screamed. The others rushed to his side, only to find him lying on the ground, his face twisted in agony. His teeth had been ripped from his mouth, leaving bloody stumps behind. In a panic, the rest of the group tried to run, but the doors were locked. They were trapped, and the horrors of the dental office closed in around them. One by one, they fell, their screams echoing through the halls. And as the last of them died, the dental office seemed to come alive, its dark presence spreading out into the world. The horrors of the dental office had claimed more victims, and the legend lived on. But for those who knew the truth, it was a warning: stay away, or suffer the same fate as Sarah and the others who dared to enter its doors.